The last time I talked to my mom about my YouTube channel, she was getting on to me about my hobbies because she thinks that I doesn't have any, just sit in my room playing video games all day. When I told her I had recently released a YouTube video, she excitedly asked what it was about. I told her it was about transgender Congresswoman Sarah McBride. She sighed and walked away. This video will also be about transgenderism. You're welcome, Mom. Transtigma. An essay written by Tordoff and Collins states that half of trans youth considered suicide, while 72% were depressed. Trans stigma exists for many reasons, some being political, cultural, and religious. Colonizers increased the number of stigmas in America and reduced the number of transgender people in history. Human rights campaign states that colonialism in Native American communities resulted in both marginalization based on racial/ethnic identity and also of gender and sexuality. When colonists migrated from the Old World to the New World, they brought their idea of societal norms with them. Trans people were new to those people, and they were afraid. Instead of trying to accept these people, they turned to violence. Humans are naturally scared of new or unknown things. This is why children are afraid of the dark, even though there's nothing to be afraid of. Humans are fearful of the unknown. According to the Human Rights Campaign, Christian European colonizers condemned same-sex relationships and gender variance as sinful and used these beliefs to dehumanize indigenous people further. Even if those things are sinful, we are called by God to love and support all human beings. Genesis states that God made humans male and female. It does not mention anything about gender. Many Christians use this verse to justify hate against trans people. This is like saying dawn and dusk don't exist in the Bible because God only mentions creating the day and night. The Catholic Church states that changing your sex with surgery is a sin because it changes how God made you. In the same way, plastic surgery is sinful. God wants humans to be happy and comfortable in their skin. If a gender change helps someone feel good and happy, then they should 100% do it. The Catholic Church also states that for marriage, you must have a male and a female, but any combination of gender is okay. Gender is a social construct made by men, not God, and can be changed at will. Another Bible verse some Christians quote is Deuteronomy 22:5, which mentions avoiding cross-dressing. If one takes the historical context into account, one will realize that there was a group of pagans who cross-dressed. The Hebrews avoided cross-dressing so that they wouldn't associate themselves with that group of pagans. In the modern day, it is totally okay to experiment with clothes. People have also used political stigma, like the Nazi Party in Germany. Historically, the Nazi occupation of Germany increased trans stigma. Nazis deported every trans person they could to concentration camps, where they most often perished. They destroyed trans community structures. The Nazis burnt down the Institute of Sexology, a building fighting for trans and gay rights. The building housed a wealth of research and books on transgender and LGBTQ+ people, paraphrased from an article by HMD. Hitler used minorities as a scapegoat to gain power, just like Donald Trump does today. Many politicians today spread trans stigma to gain power. Donald Trump spent $215 million on anti-transgender advertisements. This is a ginormous amount of money spent on hate and bigotry for the benefit of nobody. That money could have been used to feed thousands of hungry people. In an article written by Jones, an American political journalist and transgender activist, she states that some Democrats blame transgender people for the loss of the election. They think that if they weren't so woke, they would have appealed to more people and won. This further contributes to stigma. People should not ignore what they think is true just to win. Politics should never be watered down. If someone believes something is true, they should share it. Some political scientists claim that the sensationalizing of transgender issues contributed to the electoral victories of Donald Trump and other Republicans in the 2024 elections. Because of these reasons and more, there is a large amount of trans stigma in the world. There is a lot of trans stigma according to anti-LGBTQ plus discrimination. During the 2020 to 2021 school year, 76% of LGBTQ plus students reported experiencing verbal harassment at school, such as being threatened or having slurs used against them. No child should feel unsafe or unwanted at school or anywhere. School should be a safe place for all students and properly nurture learning. In the same article, it states the Trevor Project found that 14% of LGBTQ plus youth had attempted suicide in the past year, and more than 40% had considered it. This number is way too high. It should be 0. Nobody should ever be pushed to suicide. The Trevor Project stresses that LGBTQ plus status does not contribute to suicide risk, but that mistreatment and stigmatization significantly increases the risk. If there weren't so much stigma in the world, this number would be much smaller. In conclusion, trans stigma exists for many reasons, including political and religious. Trans stigma should never exist. You cannot decide to be trans, and you cannot change it. There's nothing wrong with being trans. Trans people deserve love and respect from everyone. Stigma makes many trans people too afraid to transition and accept that side of themselves. This can lead to anxiety, depression, and even suicide. This is a serious issue that everyone should try to stop. Anyone can be born transgender. It could be a son, a daughter, a mother, a father, or anyone, no matter who. They should feel comfortable being themselves and being happy, as everyone should. Everyone should fight for trans rights. If people stand by and watch rights get taken away from one group, who knows what group will be next? The sources used will be put in the description. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day.